Hi, this is Studio Research onto ant termite nests and mounds and the study into spatial systems and organizations within them. So we'll be just looking at week 7 research. So for week 7, I was focusing on how the termites make their mound so stable, considering the fact that they didn't have materials like us or concrete or steel. They just used dirt and feces glued together just by their own saliva. So basic physics show that the center of gravity of the termite mound is low, which then has a lower chance of structural collapse by the wind or by any other external forces. So further looking my research into what allowed the termite mound to be so structurally stable, I look upon to the design of the base of the mound. Was the mound originally built to take a shape of a cuboid, a cylinder, or maybe even a pyramid? For this little experiment, I was looking into how the termites were building their mounds. Did they build the mound as it was hollow, or did they build the mound alongside with some structures inside the space of the mound? I was trying to get an answer out of this by using the closest material possible, clay. So why did I go through this? Well, by understanding termite construction methods, I wanted to understand the system of their spaces, the spaces that were created as the mound was being made, how the spaces that were intentionally or unintentionally created were then being used. So this was the same experiment except I used a different material, clay board. Again, I wanted to find out how the termite method of construction had an influence on the spatial quality of the termite mound. How would the spaces in between the columns and pillars supporting the mound would then be used by the termites. I will now be going through what I have done for my storyline. So this is my storyline. So for the second page is going to be about showing you context, showing you background for my storyline, give it some context as shown in the images. The story is actually set in the 1990s Singapore. The storyline will be exploring about Singapore's economic and financial successes, the special organizations of HDBs, neighborhoods, and Singapore's population control policies and others. So the storyline will also have parallels with the termites, which is the guru that I went with. The first parallel, as I call it, it's talking about the successes of Singapore during the 1990s and the successes of the termites. It compares how, like the termites, to its predators. Singapore is really small in terms of manpower size and land size compared to its neighbors like Malaysia or Indonesia or Philippines. But what sets Singapore apart is its economic successes, which is determined by its dogmas of survivalism and determined resilience. And looking back at the termites may not be actually as big as our fingers, but their survivalism and resilience, as well as its dependency on nobody else but each other, allows them to survive and flourish, even setting up colonies in every continent on Earth, with the exception of Antarctica. That's why scientists, biologists, they call termites one of the most successful species on the planet because they are able to colonize and set up shop in every continent of the Earth. So my site is located at Jurong West Street 93. A quick description of the site. The site is actually located in a residential zone, and the residential zone is located beside a major industrial zone. The nearest MRT stations from the site is actually Boon Lay MRT, Panya MRT, and Jukun MRT station. So for the page 2 shows the nearby landmarks like the old Nanyang University Arch, the Jurong West Sports Center, the Yunnan neighborhood, which is Terrence neighborhood, where all the private estates are, and also the Caltex petrol station, which is the closest to the site. You can actually see it. So for page 3, the point of view actually shows where a lot of migrant workers would hang out with their friends either at night around 9:30 or could be early in the morning. And also you can see from the pictures that the site is actually a very spacious site. Yep. So further looking my research into what allowed the termite mound to be so structurally stable, I look upon to the design of the base of the mound. Was the mound originally built to take a shape of a cuboid, a cylinder, or maybe even a pyramid? For page 5, shows the nearest buses available, which is 99 and 241. The nearest bus interchanges is Boon Lay Interchange and Jukun Interchange.
The major roads nearest to the site that would be busy in the mornings and the afternoons would be Jurong West Street at 93, the location where I took the site analysis data gathering, and Upper Jurong Road. It actually leads to the industrial zones and Jurong West Street 92, which is actually a road that connects to 93, leads to the other schools. And for page 6 is just to show where my wind chart and my sun graph. So obviously the wind will coming from the south and move northwards, while the sun would obviously rise from the east and sets in the west.